welcome you all. Welcome you all for this special edition of the 7x7. So greetings greetings, DG Ashot, DG and George, PDG Margie, all the presents that are with us, protocol observed to make things right. Now we are living these days in very special times. I do remember when I was young, if I wanted to talk to someone, I used to go to the door and knock at the door. Then with technology, we used to have phones, but the phone used to be plugged into a wall. We were all connected. Now, eventually, we are right now, this is a typical example. We are 29 people in this room from all around the world. We're all connected right now. We can all talk to each other simultaneously. This power of connecting people, this video conference is really fantastic. And talking of video conference, I would invite everybody to open their cameras so that we can really be seeing each other. For the agenda of, I think this way of connecting the Rotarians is really helping us a lot to do a lot of stuff, whether it's via WhatsApp or emails or Zoom meetings. We just get to meet each other and really share our experiences together. And I think this is, somebody was telling me recently about transfer of knowledge, and I believe it's actually building knowledge, because when one person right now in this Zoom meeting is going to talk for some time, everybody else will have this new information. So I believe this building of knowledge is really fantastic through the technology. So I will welcome again all the guests of very high caliber that we have, and I think we can go on the agenda, Hanadi. Regarding the celebrations, we have Majid Dimashkiye. It's our Nadine Dimashkiye's husband. It's his birthday. So happy birthday, Majid. And for the announcements, we just received today the registration for the District 2452 conference. So you're all welcomed to register. It's going to be a virtual and hybrid, virtual and physical. So whoever cannot attend it physically can virtually connect to it. We have the RotaryResponds talks on the 19th of May at 7 p.m. It's going to be quite interesting. I leave it to the admin team to give us more details about it. And we have a General Assembly on the 26th of May. Now, quickly, the things that we've done recently, we just completed finally getting out the civil defense truck that was stuck in the harbor of Beirut, which needed reparation. The civil defense truck had technical damages while fighting the fires in August 5th, the day after the explosion, and it was staying there since. It needed to be repaired. We finally got it out, and we're very happy because right now this truck can now go and serve its real purpose, which is to help fighting fires in the narrow areas of Beirut, because it's a small one. Hanadi. We distributed over the weekend 400 food boxes with the 4 clubs of Tripoli. It was an amazing experience, being first of all with the 4 presidents and their entire Rotarians and Rotary actors, and even some interactors, and getting to be on the ground with the population distributing these food boxes. This was something really fantastic. Tripoli is, for our international friends, Tripoli is the 2nd biggest town in Lebanon. It's what we call the capital of the north. And it also is a city that has all the different communities involved. So it's a mini Lebanon, let's say. And sadly, it is also the town that needs the most support, I believe, in Lebanon, because poverty rate there is huge. So we were distributing food boxes, and it was an amazing experience to be done again and again and again. Just we need funds for it. And finally, yesterday we had a very nice event, thanks to Robert Chivia and the clubs in France and the CIP France Liban. We were provided 40 oxygen generators. These oxygen generators are part of a fleet, I'm going to call, of the oxygen generators that our clubs has already put on the market. We had 50 of them that are distributed through NGOs and are being repetitively used. Now we received 40 oxygen generators. 30 of them were actually handed over to clubs, and already 3 of these clubs have delivered since yesterday to today the oxygen generators to associations in their areas to help the people fight the COVID. And the 10 other remaining, we're going to be adding them to the pool of the NGOs with whom we deal, which are actually taking and lending and returning the oxygen generators from one patient to the other whenever a person has been out from the hospital after COVID and needs oxygen concentrated for a couple of weeks in order to be fully online. Now, next we have today 7 speakers. I'm actually the 7th, and to be honest, right before me, there's going to be IP Ronald Farra. If we have time, we will speak. If we have time, we will speak. Otherwise, I think the floor is going to be to our guests. And we're going to be starting with our incoming governor, Ashot Karapetyan. Ashot, please, the floor is yours. Ashot, we cannot hear you. You're muted.
I'm sorry.
Now we can.
Yes. Hagop, thank you for inviting me to this meeting. Dear fellow Rotarians, protocol observed, good evening. Nice to see you all in good health and in good mood. My topic today is how to keep members engaged when clubs are meeting online or hybrid. I was asked not to present a presentation, we are just speaking, and later will be questions and answers. So in our area, the global pandemic arrived like an unwelcome dinner guest. Within a matter of days after the first local case, Rotary clubs meetings locations were closed, and gatherings of big groups of people were prohibited. Face-to-face Rotary meetings came to an almost immediate halt. Some of our clubs quickly shifted to online meetings and posted recordings on social media, setting an explicit example for district and club leaders of how they could maintain and strengthen the engagement of Rotary members, even during a pandemic. They also demonstrated that a challenge can be an opportunity, as clubs could not book dynamic speakers from well outside their club's geographical, could now book dynamic speakers from well outside their club's geographical area. District and country leaders helped clubs make that transition to online meetings, advising them to get software, providing training and presenting programs at their meetings. We recognize that helping clubs and members stay connected was imperative, so clubs could continue to serve their communities at a time of heightened need. Membership is truly a team sport, and it was inspiring to witness our district and clubs respond in creative ways to maintain the engagement of their members. Keeping members engaged with your club is vital to your club's overall health and impact. Now, communities across the world are in various stages of reopening. Some areas that have gained the upper hand on COVID-19 are moving closer to normal operation, while some hotspots are reinstating restrictions. Regardless of your community's situation, it is likely that there are members in your club who will not return to in-person meetings until a safe vaccine is developed and is readily available. Keeping those members engaged with your club is vital to your club's overall health and impact. Because of the pandemic, club presidents in 2021 face a challenge previous leaders haven't, but it's also an opportunity. Rotary International President Holger Knack's theme, Rotary Opens Opportunities, can serve as a reminder that all clubs will have to change the way they operate to thrive during and after the pandemic. We encourage your club and all our clubs to use the hybrid Rotary meetings technology guide as a valuable resource to keep all of your members engaged with your club. To make it easier for more of our clubs to meet online, we held instructions to Zoom sessions to help members become familiar with the online meeting platform. Now we are encouraging every club to create a virtual meeting coordinator, someone with good technical skills who can be enthused about virtual meetings and have a desire to help members of the club become proficient at it. Clubs will be advised to appoint this position to take advantage of our offers to underwrite a Zoom account. The coordinator could serve these functions: establish their club's Zoom Pro account, coordinate Zoom training for the club, coordinate scheduling their Zoom license for use by club committees and other needs, serve as the club meeting technical host to manage aspects like connectivity and screen sharing, collaborate with the district virtual meeting team and DG advisor, Deputy District Governor David Zane, to learn about best practices and receive advanced training. You know that our district training team is holding optional Zoom meetings for our president-elects to give them an opportunity to ask questions, seek advice, and share action plans. Rotarians are resourceful people who use their talents to lead in their communities. We hope that this challenge will give opportunity in maintaining Rotary fellowship and service in these trying times. Indeed, many clubs have already adopted guidelines and got experience. As practices continue to evolve and change across the district, Rotary clubs continue to adapt and respond. One thing we have learned is that Rotary operations might look a little different for quite some time, perhaps indefinitely. We have to do our best for increasing engagement during the changing dynamics of the pandemic. We have to develop guides with ideas and strategies for club leaders to consider. Club leaders are encouraged to consult with their boards to assess and determine which strategies will be useful on the local level. None of these strategies is a replacement for timely, transparent, and regular communication with your members about your plans to continue modified operations throughout this time. Be sure that all committee and office leaders in your club are equipped with consistent messaging to minimize confusion to your members and to streamline communications about changes as they arise. Consider sending brief weekly updates to your members or provide a timeline for when decisions will be reviewed and modified if necessary. So we see now that online and hybrid meetings will bring new opportunity to engage members who are geographically far at this moment or just cannot attend in-person meetings for different reasons. Also to hold multi-club and multi-district meetings like this one. Anyway, the change is permanent, and even after overcoming the disease, we will live in a different reality. So our point is to increase our ability to adapt, to retain current members and invite more new members inspired and dedicated for Rotary service. Our best wishes are with Rotarians everywhere as we collectively rise to this challenge and show why we are people of action. Thank you. If you have any questions, I am here to answer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DGE, for this amazing there are so many points I've taken into consideration. I think if there are any questions, please write them in the chat so that we can go on with the next one, and then we'll come back to the questions after, if that's fine by you. I would like to invite PDG Margie Kersey from District 6900. The reason why we got in touch with PDG Margie is because at some point we were in our club trying to find out what are the proper guidelines in order to become a hybrid club. And we found an article on the Rotary website written by PDG Margie. I emailed her, actually. I found her contact on my Rotary. This is part of the digital world of the Rotary today, which is very helpful. And she was very keen on speaking to us more about the hybrid experience they have witnessed, they have lived, and how they have been moving forward in their club. PDG Margie, the floor is yours. Thank you for having accepted our invitation.
Thank you very much. And thank you for inviting me to be here. I think it was in 2013, Rotary International made it okay to have an online Rotary club. But they had a stipulation. When you chartered the club, you had to actually say E-Club in your title. You were not allowed to say Rotary Club of Beirut, Cedars, or Rotary Club of Stone Mountain. You had to say Rotary E-Club. There was a very hard wall, and you were not allowed to go back and forth. If you were a brick and mortar club, you were never supposed to put anything out. You were not supposed to have online interactivity. And if you were an E-Club, you were not supposed to meet in person. They drew a hard line. But at the Council of Legislation in 2016, they removed that wall. They made it so that it didn't matter what you were. And I was so excited when I saw that, because I was going to be president of my club in 16, 17. And my club had a problem. We had an aging membership. We had folks that were being relocated. We had folks that were retiring, hundreds of miles away. At that point, we decided to become a hybrid club, and we spent several months doing the research on how we could make it happen. Honestly, the most important thing I can tell you is the microphone. And hybrid means that you're meeting in person, but you're simultaneously allowing people to attend virtually. That means the microphone in the room is critical. And we had a nice technical person tell us ahead of time that the microphone was critical. And of course, we ignored it because, hey, it was professional advice. So we're Rotarians, we're smart. We tried 2 different microphones before we went ahead and followed the advice we should have followed right from the beginning. So I can tell you, I recommend a Blue Yeti brand microphone. They're marvelous, professional level. Everything else you can kind of work around, but that microphone makes all the difference. So the technology wasn't that hard, because even though it was 2017, there were still a lot of options to meet online. And I know every country's got some little bit different. I mean, Zoom was available, GoToMeeting was available, and we started with GoToMeeting and eventually moved over to Zoom. The technology was there, and Governor-elect Ashot is absolutely right. You have to have some training, and mostly it's just coaching for some of the members. Now, see, y'all already passed that. But the one piece we found that we do need, even today with our hybrid model, is we have to have, in our club, we call it a sergeant at arms. We've always had a sergeant at arms that greeted guests as they came into the club and would introduce them to other members, give them a place to sit, kind of get them integrated, make sure they were introduced from the lectern. We found out that we needed a second greeter, a second sergeant at arms at the computer to handle the chat box, to handle interacting with the folks that were online. So creates another position there that is important from an ongoing basis. The biggest thing that we're still seeing now, I mean, we continue to be a hybrid club. COVID, when it hit, of course, it threw everybody in the same bucket. Every Rotary club around the world had to find a way to meet. So a lot of folks were pushed kicking and screaming into the digital world and starting to meet online. And that's wonderful because the comfort level that Rotarians around the world now have with Zoom is fantastic. It has become part of our reality. I know I got an email today from Rotary International. The International Convention will be virtual again. It's never going to go away. The virtual aspects of everything we do with president-elect trainings and district trainings, it's never going to go away. And it probably shouldn't go away for our clubs because it creates opportunities for people to attend. Yep, there's a lot of people internationally here today. Even my little Rotary club, yeah, we have visitors every week from around the world, and it's fantastic to hear those differences. Do y'all have Rotary Leadership Institute in your area? Okay,
yes, we used to.
Okay. All right, we have Rotary Leadership Institute in my zone, but my zone includes, I think it's 14 countries. It includes the state of Georgia, the state of Florida from the United States, but we also include Puerto Rico and all the Caribbean. And what we found is when we had to move RLI, Rotary Leadership Institute, online, all of a sudden we got so much more diversity because instead of just having people near you in an in-person meeting, you had people from all over attending. And now with our RLI sessions, we're having people from all over the United States, Canada, and Mexico attending our sessions as well. So we're getting a huge Rotary perspective. Here's my challenge. And President Hagop, I hope you're watching my time because I'm awful at watching time. I have the PDG affliction. I'll talk as long as you let me.
I am actually, and if I'm in theory, you've got 30 seconds left. So
okay. All right. Since you're online and since you got thrown in the bucket really quick, now's the time to stop and think. Look at your bylaws, look at your processes in your club, because you're going to have members that are 100% online. You need to decide now whether they're going to be treated as full members, meaning they can be officers in your club, meaning they vote for everything, meaning they are fully engaged Rotarians, or, and you're going to know which way my club voted, or you need to choose to make them second-class citizens, saying they can't hold office because they're only online. But whatever it is you decide, you're going to have to look at how your club operates. You're going to have to look at your voting. You're going to have to look at your officer selections. You're going to have to look at how your service projects happen, because you can now, if you're a hybrid club, you can now have members that don't live in your immediate area. Do you have service projects that they can participate in? So it requires us to be conscientious Rotarians, and now is the point where you get to make the decision what your club is going to look like going forward. I think that was a little more than 30 seconds.
It was perfect. Thank you so much, PDG Margie. You really, everything you've told us are stuff that we have been trying to starting to feel, but I think the advices that you've given to us, especially that we have to look into our bylaws, are very important, and we'll be working with them. I thank you so much again for having shared with us, and I'm sure there are going to be questions that will be popping up. I hope we will have time to take them all. I'm gonna hurry a little bit, and I'm gonna invite DGN Judge Azar to speak to us on the topic he chose. And thank you, PDG, for having shared your email on the chat for any questions at our upcoming. TGN, George, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President Hagop. Protocol observed. Thank you for giving me this opportunity in presenting such an important topic, especially in the current situation that the world is passing through. These uncertain times caused by the coronavirus pandemic challenged us to be innovative and adaptable. So turning in-person meetings to virtual ones was a challenge, but not an obstacle. We all know that change is inevitable in our everyday lives, and that development of new technologies helps to save lives, improves work, and make the world better. The digital age has transformed the way we communicate, network, seek help, access information, and learn. Luckily, Rotarians are resourceful people who use their talents to lead in their communities. So it was only a matter of time to master every aspect of the virtual world. Rotary International motivated us throughout the years to evolve more every single day. The up-to-date website of our organization has always been a new learning experience. With our creativity and innovation, we can even reach out to new people who are seeking purpose and an opportunity to contribute. The new Rotary Club models is an evidence that Rotary clubs and districts are working actively to advance while promoting flexibility and innovation that were accelerated due to the pandemic. Dear fellows, together with the incoming leadership of our District 2452, we will be strategically studying a plan that can ease our mission and give all of us the opportunity to receive and connect. I would like to mention some of the tactics that we are using today, and we shall elaborate more. Number one, with the coronavirus pandemic and the widespread availability of video conferencing online, the rules of the game have changed. Even if and when the coronavirus and variants are brought under control, it is no longer possible to return to the status quo. Communicating with members through emails, social media, and virtual meeting tools make it two-way conversation by encouraging user-generated content to the website and social media platform. Number three, updating your website with a new tab for information on how people can get involved with your club online and virtual. Successful future Rotary meetings will be hybrid of physical presence and online video conferencing. This opens opportunity for our unique 9-country district to get to each other as Rotarians better. Whether it be Jordan to Georgia or Lebanon to Emirates, the new reality will be for us to debate and exchange online and to meet online in parallel with or as a part of our physical meetings. Number five, keep members engaged through Rotary online learning tools, such as the Learning Center and others. Number six, technology, computer and mobile application, website services need to be leveraged on all levels for the sake of efficiency, transparency, and practicality. Number seven, review and revise your club's and district strategic plan accordingly on a yearly basis. Number eight, making mobile app to report club meetings and its attendance to enhance speed and accuracy. Number nine, using online site for district conference management that may be easy to operate, paperless for field and transport officers. I am keen that together with District Governor-elect Ashot, the District 2452 will become more advanced and innovative within the coming year. Friends and fellows, Our challenge is to continue to evolve to meet the needs of our members and our communities, and to ensure Rotary stays relevant, innovative, and engaging long into the future. However, regardless of technological advances or global realities, we must never forget that the human factor, underpinned by the code of ethics, decency, transparency, and revised and well-documented procedures and protocol. My best wishes are with you. We are cooperatively rise to this challenge and show why and how we are people of action. Thank you. God bless you. Keep safe.
Wow. Thank you so much, DG and George, for really putting the engineering tracks onto the administration and not forgetting the human touch. Points are very well noted and looking forward to serve in the coming few years. I would like to inform everybody that we've just touched a new continent. Britain has joined us. Please welcome with us Governor Chris Firth from District 1100. Governor Chris is a very dear friend of ours. Their district has helped a lot Lebanon throughout the challenging days that we're passing, be it on the food boxes or reconstructions or repairs, and they've really been next to us. I was honored to be a speaker in his digital conference for the District 1100, and I've actually invited him to share with us his experience on how things happen. Governor Chris, welcome. The floor is yours. You're muted, Governor.
Yeah, I think that is the saying of this Rotary year. You are muted now, and the second most popular saying is, "Can you hear me?" So I hope you all can. I'm going to attempt to square my. I'm disabled. Can you enable me to share a screen, please?
Certainly.
I'm just going to say thank you very much, President Hagop, and it's good to see you again. And we've had a very positive year between us in these incredibly trying times, and it's something that it's certainly an experience that I think we will all never forget. Just let me go into slideshow, and I will play from the start. You've invited me, very kindly invited me to talk about building a virtual conference from scratch, and I want to try and do this in 7 minutes. I'm not noted for talking for 7 minutes. I'm noted for talking a bit longer than that, but I'll do my best. And you will see at the bottom in a footnote, you will see Crazy Times. Crazy Times is the title of our conference. And it's based on a piece of music which we heard and we thought, well, how apt and how appropriate for the last Rotary year. So where do we go? What was our challenge? Well, our annual face-to-face conference was cancelled because of COVID. It was cancelled, and by the time we sorted out all the financial implications, it was January this year. So we had limited time. The challenge was that numbers going to a face-to-face conference were declining. The speakers in the event were very expensive. The format was not attractive to younger members of Rotarians and potential Rotarians, and it was pretty boring. It wasn't representative Rotarians' needs. So we wanted to so these and so those were the things which we had a limited time to decide the format and implement the project. So we a lot of hard talking in our committee to really decide how and what we wanted to do. But one thing was certain, we did not want a typical face-to-face conference translated to Zoom because I've just been to a meeting in California just now, and they said that they had their virtual conference, they pre-recorded some stuff, they did some stuff live, and they had some technical challenges with the live things. So we wanted to avoid that. So let's look at the opportunity. This was the context, this is what we said. I particularly wanted a conference by Rotarians for Rotarians. So it's people, ordinary Rotarians, putting input into a conference which met other Rotarians' needs. We wanted to reflect what the district achieved in the last year. This is a year of turmoil. Clubs were all over the place. A lot have risen to it. They've done a lot of work and they've reacted to external factors. And the biggest one, of course, which is why I'm here today, was we reacted very positively and very quickly to the disaster in Beirut. And and that is a commitment which we are continuing into next year and beyond. And it's something which I think shows the family of Rotary at its best. We're reacting to the impact, what's been going on this year. In the UK, we've had a particularly difficult COVID pandemic. We're fortunate that we're getting out of it, and by now we've over 50% of the population have been vaccinated. And Rotary has played a major part in that, supporting vaccination, providing organisations. We've also provided a lot of support for food within the UK and also in international sources as well. We had an opportunity to get some really good international speakers talking about their projects, and not just President Hagop from Lebanon Cedars, Beirut Cedars, but also from other parts of the world as well. And it was a way of getting ordinary Rotarians in District 1100 to know about what's going on in the rest of the world. So I had a district governor friend talking about India, another district governor friend talking about cyberbullying in India, and a past district governor friend in Florida talking about what Florida are doing. So we're providing an opportunity to show that Rotary is not just a club meeting once a week or whatever it was. And so it was a demonstration of a global family of Rotary at work. And it was a new format. So what did we end up with? We ended up with an on-demand conference. We have 25 speakers or presentations. The shortest is a very short one, which we got from Bill Gates Foundation. We asked for more, but his minds were on other matters because he wasn't able to give us anything longer than that. But at least it's inspirational, and it talks about polio. The longest one was the manager of our general hospital locally talking about the impact of COVID on his own hospital and how it's affected staff and patients alike. 25 showcase and club exhibits. We reached out to clubs to say, we'd like you to give us a video of what you've been doing in the last 12 months. It's available free to everyone in the world. Anyone can log into it and see what we're doing. We are proud of what we have done. We're not ashamed of what we've done. We've not achieved everything that we want to do. It is accessible for 12 months. So you can log into it any time within the 12 months. And to whet your appetite, we set up a 60-minute ready-made taster program. So there's half a dozen speakers in 60-minute program. And then after that, you can go into it, build your own playlist and look at stuff in your own time, either as an individual or either as part of a club meeting. So again, reaching out to the family of Rotary. What's the consequence was, we've had 2 times more Rotarians registered in week 1 than go to a normal conference. We expect that number to grow. We expect clubs to watch it and want to see more of it and to reach out to other clubs as a consequence. So what are the key success factors? What's made it successful? We had a very well-balanced committee. We were very well focused. The chairman was effective, and at times was a bit of a bully, which I think you need at these times. We had good decision making. People were making decisions and sticking to them. Once we'd made the decision, we went, that's going to happen. Fantastic technical platform support and advice. One of our committee members was a professional camera and lighting manager. He knew all the angles and how to present and set up presentations. Our platform provided, we were familiar with, they were accessible on 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, more or less, for the last month. The people we've worked with before on the face-to-face program conference, and we were able to talk to them, and they understood what we wanted. We understood what they were capable of, and we both pushed our boundaries. We didn't have any time to change our minds, so we had to run with it. So it is a risk, and that's what we're in business for. Fortunately, the committee has a lot of contacts. And that enabled us to bring in some of the speakers that we were looking for, some of the presentations we were looking for. And clubs themselves had great stories, and then we had 10 clubs wanting to talk about their achievements out of the 60 in the district. And the nice thing was, we have a relatively old age group membership, but over the last 12 months, I would guess about 85 to 90% of our membership are using Zoom on a regular basis. They're using other virtual platforms on a regular basis. So there's a really good acceptance of the need to change the technology to fit the needs of the time. And that's what the key success factor was. Let me give you a couple of, 2 or 3 of the speakers that we've got. The first one is Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle, the Speaker of the House of Commons, the British Parliament. Lindsay Hoyle is someone I worked with 30 odd years ago. He's a good friend of mine, and we had a conversation talking about himself, cyberbullying, the need for more community development and volunteering. He's very thought-provoking and very frank about it. A great one for you to watch. A second profile, going to the other extreme. Kirsten Weber is our district environment lead. She's also doing a PhD student in Sheffield. She's undertaking, she's a member of ESRAG in the UK, the Environment Advisory Group, Special Advisory Group, and she's really supporting and driving our environment strategy for next year. Very, very popular, very personable, and pushing the boundaries on the environment. Absolutely brilliant. Finally, the third example I want to give you is Vaishali Bagwali, who is a past district governor from Pune in India. And she, again, was talking about the elimination of online abuse of women and children. We met her as she came to the UK, and we hosted her here in our own club. We kept up conversation, and she's talking about cyberbullying, and we're hoping as a consequence we might develop a multi-district global grant to develop a Rotary profile for that. So these are just 3 of our speakers. So if you want to have a look, this is the link. Crazy Times, this is our logo. Crazy Times, it fits what we, and if you notice, the little cog on the left is rather grumpy, not very happy. The one in the middle is a bit anticipating watching the conference, and the one on the left, of course, is very happy because it's already watched the conference and is inspired. And I hope that if you do have a look at it, you will be inspired. So have a look yourself. So that's it in a nutshell. So thank you for listening. Thank you as Rotarians for being part of the story. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you for being part of the family. And thank you for taking up the challenge of Rotary and the external world in these crazy times. I'm happy to answer questions. I'm happy to come back to on anything now or later. But thank you very much, President Hagop, for giving me the opportunity to talk to you this evening.
Thank you so much, Governor Chris, for having joined and shared this beautiful presentation.
Trying to get this actually of this now. Okay, come in.
Yeah.
So thank you. I hope that was okay.
Yeah, it was perfect. I actually shared on the chat for everybody who would like to go and visit the conference, the registration link. And I highly advise everybody to do so because, as you said, it really connects the world. It gives us so many different visions of what the Rotary is doing. Once again, thank you so much, and looking forward for the next year's projects together. Next, we're going to jump into the RotaryResponds. I had this wish of inviting with us IDRR Yasmina, Yasmina and Assi, because I think, honestly speaking, that if there is something that we have to learn from, it's from the millennials. So I'm very keen on seeing what Yasmin would like to say about Rotaracts, digital. I don't think we have really set a title, a topic for it, Yasmin, did we? The floor is yours.
Good evening. Thank you, President. Thank you, Rotary Beirut, Cedars, Jean-Marc, everyone for inviting me. So yeah, I will be speaking about our experience as Rotary actors in these challenging times. So I've been in Rotaract for almost 8 years, and since the beginning of my journey, I always believed that this organization and what it represents are drivers of innovation and development on so many levels. So as you know, Rotary actors are people of action. They want to get involved, they want to make impact while spending their times where it really counts. So here in Lebanon and in the district 2452 in general, we were used to doing everything like everyone else in the world, physically. Our meetings, fundraisings, even the international events, everything was physical, was personal, and we were and maybe are still known for our hands-on involvement. So we always run for projects and events that need our physical existence, our physical input. So we are the people who like to meet, to brainstorm, work, and enjoy the days while building friendships and bonds. But of course, all of it face-to-face. With the challenges that we have been facing for the past years, Rotary actors were hit with a new reality. So they were pushed to adapt and to find a new comfort zone in this mess. It wasn't easy to change the norm, to change what is regular for us, the strategies to keep the energy, the momentum, and the sustainability of our clubs, because all the Rotary clubs are based and built on meeting each other, seeing each other, and building those connections. And creating projects that are really created from scratch and that needs a physical touch and human touch. So here we had to depend on technology in so many aspects. And we were able to do more in a more cost-effective and more timely manner. So, for example, in this world where there is a rapid change in social, economic, and global context, and with the decrease in the availability of resources, we all know that the regular way of getting funds is not viable anymore. We cannot go to sponsors, especially here in Lebanon. We cannot do a fundraising event to get money. So the events that we've been doing were traditional. We used to do small events to get money. We used to go to sponsors. We used to do big events and plan big events to get money. So we had to think of different alternatives. We had to search for different alternatives. So we went out of the box. We explored the new alternative and to use more digitalized and tech tools. So one example of this was Beirut Stay Strong campaign. We were going through a very hard time where we didn't have any resources, and through a campaign, a fundraising campaign done through different platforms, online platforms, technologies, banking technologies, new banking technologies, and across different continents. So even with the digital tools, without the online connection between different continents and different Rotary clubs, we wouldn't have been able to do this. So, and in parallel, in Germany, for example, there was clubs supporting us through implementing tech games tools. So different clubs, different continents, working on different tools and materials for one cause and to fundraise and send it to Lebanon. So this resulted in rehabilitating more than 50 houses. So this is one achievement of so many achievements that were done through technology. For example, other clubs, for instance, are innovating in the causes and the community solutions that they are choosing and providing, such as solar panels, such as portable batteries. And I think President Hagop knows about it. So these types of technologies, we rarely thought about it before. On another hand, we were able not only to increase the membership during these tough times, a tremendous increase in membership, but also to level up our PD sessions training by utilizing different digital online platforms. So the reach is higher, and we were able to access different international bodies and trainers. Even the RotaryAct trainings in Lebanon, in the district, became on district level. Different Rotary actors can attend and learn from each other. So here there is a point that I need to shed light on a factor that is very important, which also couldn't have happened without our innovation and the technology and depending on technology, which is the scalability factor. So because of different tools and because of the innovation and the openness that it provided us, we were able to mentor and to be as pioneer for different districts all around the world, in Latin America, for example, and in Canada, as District 2452 and as Rotary actors. So this is a second achievement or a third achievement. Moreover, although nowadays we are so far from each other, yet we can be closer than ever. So, and this is also because of technology. For that, my focus with the team as a DRR next year is to embrace the learnings and take advantage of all the tools that are available, because the time to adapt, I think, has finished, and it is time to grow through all of these challenges. We will make sure to have a high level of engagement, continuous exchanges, and increased joint project between the countries and the district. Again, I believe that RotaryAct, the most creative group of young individuals and technology, are more technology, which is the answer for today's challenges, are two complementary things. In Lebanon specifically and in the district, RotaryAct was able to benefit from using these technologies and use it as a force of good. Yes, we built on it and dependent on it to maintain our continuity and sustainability. However, we did not let it affect our core values. Instead, we enhanced it and spread it even more. So this is a summary of our experience with technology and with the changes as Rotary actors.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yasmina. I think, as I said before you started, we have so much to learn. And indeed, we have so much to learn. I actually would advise just you get in touch with Tiana, if I spelled properly, Rotary actor from Serbia. I think you would like to be in touch with her. Text each other on the private chat. And well, we're going to be out of our time, but it's okay. You will excuse us. You will indulge us for 5 additional minutes. I'm going to give the floor to our incoming president, Ronnie Farra, because it's in our tradition in the last quarter of every year, in order to maintain the rotation of the Rotary ongoing, the incoming president always gets a chunk of the meeting. Incoming President Ronnie, past president, our leader in everything, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President Hagop. Thank you for everyone who have spoken before me. You've said everything, and I've learned a lot already. I'm not going to say my presentation because it will take me 7 minutes. However, I want to say that thanks to technology, thanks to my 37 years in Rotary, thanks to my friendship and fellowship with the Rotarians all over the world, this has helped our club generate goodwill with every district that we know, with every district governor or Rotarian or friend or fellow from Australia to Los Angeles. And this has helped us do projects for over $2 million in a span of 8 months. Thank you very much for everyone. And this is what technology and Rotary together have made us realize. Thank you very much. I will not say more than that. Thank you, Hagop.
Thank you, Ronnie. And in this case, I would invite everybody just to open up your cameras, please, so that we can take a group photo, because it's quite a nice crowd that we have. So I'm going to give a minute to everyone to just show up. Ladies, you know, the hair and everything. Guys, just stand up properly. Everybody smile. We say cheese in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheese. And thank you for having joined this amazing meeting. It's 7 o'clock sharp here in Beirut. This is the end of the meeting. That we've heard a lot. We've really enjoyed a lot. I think will try to send in some way or another the email, the contacts, if anybody has anything to say. It's the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for having joined. Voila. And you can unmute yourselves for socializing if you wish to. The room's going to stay open. I wish we had some cocktails or biscuits or something to offer. Maybe we'll send them by email. This is the virtual world. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
see.
you.
Well,
Bravo.
Thank you, Hagop, for this invitation.